Hello, it's Tuesday the 22nd of September 2020. I'm in the town of Waterloo in Belgium and I'm spending a few days cycling to Ostend on the Belgian coast. I'm just outside the Wellington Museum at the moment. That's the building which the Duke of Wellington used as a headquarters on the day just before the Battle of Waterloo. And I'm going to look for a cycle path now that goes to Brussels. It's not very far, it's only about 15 miles from here, so it's a very easy cycle ride today. I've been following the Waterloo 5 cycle route ever since I left Mulhouse in France. I usually follow these Velo routes, cycle paths, because they're quite safe routes. And the Waterloo 5, it does go into Brussels, but it's going in it goes in a very zigzaggy way, and there are alternate cycle paths. So I'm just following this route now that goes more directly into Brussels from Waterloo. I'm on my way to an Airbnb apartment in the western side of Brussels. I think it's in Anderlecht. I think I booked quite a long time here. I'm here for 3 nights because I'm not in a rush to get to Ostend, and that will give me plenty of time to have a look around the city centre for the next couple of days. I've been to Brussels before and I vaguely recall that there's no river going through the centre of the city. I think there is one, it's underground, which is unfortunate really, because that's usually the first place I go to when I visit a city, because that's the focal point, that's where the old town is, and there's usually some really nice views. But unfortunately in Brussels I think they've piped it underground. I'm not sure if this is a river or just a canal, but I'm about 3 or 4 miles from the centre of Brussels at the moment. So here's my room in Brussels. It's €40 a night. It's quite tiny, but Brussels is quite an expensive city, and it's good enough for my little short stay. I've got a shower which I'm using as a temporary storage space at the moment, but I do have a microwave and a fridge, which is quite handy. I've had to bring my bicycle in because I was in Strasbourg and my bicycle got stolen when I left it on the pavement overnight, so I won't be doing that again. But this is good enough for on 3 nights I'm here for, and I've got my own toilet next door as well. So tomorrow I'm going sightseeing in Brussels. Wednesday the 23rd of September. Today I'm going into the centre of Brussels on the metro to have a look at the tourist attractions. Saturday the 26th of September. Today I'm cycling to Ghent. I haven't really done much cycling in Brussels. I just left my bicycle at the apartment. I went into the centre on the metro. It's not really a very cycling city, Brussels. There are some cycle paths like the one I am on now, but the problem is that a lot of the cities, the infrastructure was all about roads for cars 50-60 years ago, and of course back then it was quite safe to cycle. So now that the councils, they're trying to put more cycle lanes in, but it is quite difficult. But I find with a lot of the large cities, I just book an Airbnb on the outskirts, because it's going to be cheaper and quieter, and then I just take the metro in. And in Brussels it's just €2.10 to go in, and so it's €4.10, €4.20, so a lot less bother than cycling in, I think. Well, I won't be doing much filming today. It's absolutely chucking it down. But I'm about halfway to Ghent now, so I think tomorrow might be a bit damp as well, but there's a lot to see indoors. I went there a few years ago, and I remember there's a really picturesque castle in the centre, Gavelstein I think it's called, and there's a museum there, so if it's like this tomorrow, I think I'll probably be spending a lot of time there. I'm just a few miles from Ghent now. It's been absolutely pouring it down all day, but it's starting to brighten up a little bit now. This is the N9 road. I've been following this most of the way. It's quite a busy road, but there's a lovely cycle path following it all the way. So I've been making some progress today. Hi, it's Sunday the 27th of September. I'm spending the day wandering around the old town of Ghent. I'm just wandering down to the castle. It's not going to be a really nice day today. I don't think it's going to rain. It's just going to be grey and dark. But this is Northern Europe in September, so I can't really expect any different. But it's just a half-hour walk from my Airbnb down to the old town now, so it should be there soon. The main landmark in the old town is Gravenstein Castle. I think Gravenstein is Flemish for Castle of the Counts. The castle dates back to the late 12th century. It's open to the public, so I'm going to go in and have a look around. And just by the castle, this pretty square is the old fish market of Ghent. And close by, overlooking the canal, is the Great Butcher's Hall. I'm just walking down to St Michael's Church and St Michael's Bridge. And from St Michael's Church, it's just a short walk down to St Nicholas Church. And close to St Nicholas Church is the belfry. There's a dragon, a statue of a dragon on top of the spire, and that is the symbol of Ghent. And close by to the belfry is the cathedral. I think it's St Bath Cathedral, and it's closed to the public, unfortunately, which is a shame, because there's a famous piece of artwork in here known as the Ghent altarpiece. I think it was painted in the 15th century, but it's a quite interesting piece of artwork, and I would have liked to see it, but unfortunately not this year, maybe when the pandemic is gone. This is the castle of Gerald the Devil. It was built in the 13th century to protect the port. Monday the 28th of September. Today I'm cycling to Bruges. So it's another wet and very dreary day today, but fortunately I don't have very far to go. I've got about 27 miles to Bruges, and all of the way I'll be following the Bruges to Ghent canal, so it's quite an easy day's ride. And this will probably be my penultimate day cycle ride, because after Bruges I'll be going to Ostend, and then I'll probably call it a day then, for several reasons really, mainly because of the pandemic. It's getting increasingly difficult to travel from the European mainland to the UK. The ferry I booked in November to Portsmouth, that's been cancelled because there's absolutely no tourists now, it's just freight. So I've booked a seat on the Channel Tunnel Eurostar, but I'm worried about that being cancelled as well. So I think when I get to Ostend I'll have to think about just getting back to the UK in time for Christmas. And I've also got other projects I want to get on with, and also this is probably going to be what the weather's going to be like in Northern Europe now for the next 6 months, so it will be nice to stay indoors for the next few months. I'm about 5 miles now from my Airbnb room. I've booked a couple of nights in Bruges, so tonight I'm just going to stay in and dry out a bit, and then tomorrow morning I'll go into the old town and have a look around. I think I've been to Bruges a few years ago. It's a very scenic town, so looking forward to seeing it again. Tuesday the 29th of September. Today I'm going to have a look around the old town of Bruges. So I'm in the main market square of Bruges. This is the main focal point of the old town, and the square is dominated by the very large belfry. The building dates back to the mid 13th century, and the belfry tower is 83 meters high. I'm going over to another square nearby. It's called the Berg. So here I am in the Berg, and in the square there is the Bruges Town Hall, and the town hall was built between 1376 and 1420, and next to the town hall is the very picturesque Palace of Liberty. And on the other side of the town hall is the Basilica of the Holy Blood. The basilica is famous for a crystal vial kept inside that is reputed to contain a drop of Christ's blood brought back from the Holy Land in 1149 from the Second Crusade. Wednesday the 30th of September, the final day of my 2020 summer cycle ride. So unfortunately another wet and dreary day today, but I don't have far to go. I'm just following the canal that goes from Bruges to Ostend, and I think it's only about 17-18 miles I've got to do, so very easy day. So here I am in Ostend. So here I am at the end of my little journey. It's taken me exactly 80 days to cycle from the Mediterranean to the North Sea, which is definitely taking it easy, but I definitely think that's the best way to cycle across Europe. So now I've got to think about getting back to the UK in time for Christmas and then plan my next trip. So thank you very much for watching my videos, and I hope to upload another one soon. Bye!